Shino hi Adams and welcome to the Silo. Today I feel like judging people, so we're going to look at r/am I the asshole. We're just gonna try this out, see how it goes. If a post has updates, I'll react to the update after I react to the initial stuff. Alright. This girl, 18 female, got pregnant, and she and her parents want me, 19 male, to step up and help raise her baby. I am not the dad. Already we're getting into some bullshit, but I want to go into the core. I told her no, I feel bad though. Let's see if we can see what's going through this guy's head. Okay, based on just the title, why would you feel bad for something that's not your fault? We don't even know what the basis for their relationship is yet. So let's read on. Basically, this girl I always had a crush on got knocked up by some random loser, and now while she's pregnant, she has been wanting to date me. Oh, I see. She wants to have her cake and get fucked by it too. Her parents want me to step up and be a man, so they don't have to help her take care of her baby for like the next 18 years. Alright, first of all, if they're not your parents, then why the heck are they trying to influence a decision for you to help raise a child that is not yours? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So they don't have to help her take care of the baby for like the next 18 years and have her stay with them. She is not a piece of cake, by the way. I don't understand what the piece of cake thing is. Maybe it's like some newfangled term for something or a situation or a person. What would being a piece of cake mean to you? I don't know. But the thing is, I am not the dad. She said she wants me to be her boyfriend and for me to get a job and a place for her and me to live to raise our kid. Alright, I can understand supporting or helping someone in need, but this crosses a couple of lines that I think most people would agree with. One, you don't have to give a shit about any kid that's not yours. No matter who says it would be noble. We're not existing to be noble in the rat race, alright? If you were to raise a kid that wasn't your flesh and blood, and you're happy, kudos to you. I'm sure there are many people that do that. But, let's look at this. She said she wants me to be her boyfriend after she got knocked up by some random loser. That is an indication of how you truly feel. Right there. And for me to get a job and place for her to help raise our kid. She and her family are already putting responsibility on you that is not yours. The sense of entitlement here is coming across pretty strong. My dad told me to go tell her to go fuck herself and not put my dreams to the side, and that I am so young and just a kid myself and to never, ever in my life get involved with her. Okay, W dad, that dad knows what's up. Alright, and to be fair, both of these people are pretty young to be making these kinds of completely life-changing decisions. It's a little too late for her because she already had a kid, right? So you just gotta deal with the cards you've been dealt. You can tell someone that this is a bad idea for however long you want, but part of me is thinking that you kind of just have to figure it out on your own because one, at 19 years old, you probably have another 5-10 years to even discover who you are as a person. Like, who the fuck knows who they are at 19 years old? And he said her baby is not my responsibility and he will be heartbroken if I voluntarily take on this burden. Yes, like, not only are you gonna screw yourself over for getting yourself involved into a life that you didn't make with someone else, raising an actual person for the rest of their life, but it affects the people around you for sure. Like, I'm not really a believer in the idea that blood is thicker than water. The only blood in you is yours, your own blood. We're free to pick and choose our family. We can keep our original family. It's not always the case, but I digress. If you care about what your family thinks of you or how that affects them, that's something that you have to consider as well. If you choose to do this and raise a child that's not yours and work hard for a family that you didn't form a foundation on, are you really willing to lose your family's respect or your family entirely because they actually believe that you're making a stupid decision? Well, so far I'm on the dad's side. He fully supports me going into the Corps. I told her I do not want to get involved with her. Her dad told me I am not a real man. Family's tough, man. Family's hard. Guy's dad based, girl's dad erased from me giving a shit. So let's review. A girl that you had a crush on got knocked up by some random loser. I'm assuming, based on reading this article, that the loser is not in the picture anymore. He was like, fuck this. I'm not raising a child at all. I'm just gonna pump and dump. I'm gonna trounce and bounce. Fair enough, at least he knows where his priorities lie. And now, after having someone else's seed in her belly, she wants the OP to be her boyfriend and take care of this, what? This cake, this piece of cake? And take care of this cake that was born of a baby batter that did not come from you. Your dad know that you would be throwing your life away for this. The girl's dad probably wants this guy to take care of his daughter because she already said that they don't want to take care of their grandchild. Finally, our boy comes to his senses and says, I'm not doing this shit. I'm out. I'm going to the Army, Navy, Marines, whatever the fucking Corps is. So W guy, it seems like he's figured out the best course of action for himself, but he might be still feel bad. He might still feel bad because obviously he does care for this person at least a little bit. Let's check out the update. I've been able to successfully block this girl and her parents on all social media platforms and their phone numbers and home phone, as well as from my cell phone. I've also gotten a temporary restraining order. Okay, I feel like we missed a couple of important steps in this storytelling. The update kind of came out of nowhere. Was there a blow up? Was there some kind of like crazy argument between the families or the guy and the girl and the guy's families because of this child that is not his? Why would this escalate any more after he said, no, I don't want to raise this child that is not mine and I do not have a legal obligation to do anything? I have also gotten a temporary restraining order. There is a legal process you have to go through for a real permanent one, but I'm working on it against her and her parents. None of them are allowed to contact me by any means, including phone, email, mail, in person, or by someone else. If they do, the sheriff will have his deputies go to their house and bring them to the local jail. I feel like something definitely happened. Like, they were upset with the final result of the cake being baked, and they came at this dude with knives drawn, or something. Something had to happen. You don't say, oh, I don't want to really raise a kid that's not mine, even though I did like you for a little bit. There's some kind of jump that happens between that and getting a restraining order from the entire family. Obviously, my verdict is this guy is not the asshole and he actually got himself out of a terrible situation. Get as far away from this bitch as you possibly can, even though we have some questions that have not been answered at all. I feel satisfied with the result of this. Not the asshole. Let's read some of the comments. She knows you're going into the service, gonna try to get her and the baby on benefits. You'll be away, baby daddy's still around. Hail as old as time, or at least old as the Corps. Yeah, so this girl, because they're both a girl and a boy, like they're not, I mean, they're legally adults, but they definitely have some more developing to do as people in general. I think that goes for everyone of this age. You can't legally rent a car at this age. Why would you be able to put yourself in a financially horrible and uncomfortable situation? But yeah, this was definitely 100% her trying to get an easy ride through life, because the person that she did have a baby with is probably as much of a fucking piece of shit as she is. Plus, if OP really is enlisting, he'll have plenty of opportunities to raise some other guy's kid. No need to rush it. It is the Marines. Join the Marine Corps and become baby daddy the proper way. I see. Yes. That's right. Supporting this hometown kid isn't fair to the strippers living around Camp Lejeune. They're counting on those benefits. Exactly. Have an illegitimate child you can actually get invested in. And you're traveling the world. You don't even have to see them. Not the asshole. This isn't even a question. Do not let them do this to you. I wouldn't even trust that she really likes you. Yes, exactly. Exactly. If you're trying to get these kind of benefits and things out of someone that they were most likely holding on a thread for years, like, you don't have the best intentions in mind. You don't want to raise a family. You don't want that picket fence, like, happy ending. You want a free ride. All right, I think everyone's in agreement here. Let's move on. Am I the asshole for announcing our pregnancy at my brother's wedding after he proposed at mine? Ooh, this one might be a little complicated. Let's see. My brother said he was going to propose at my wedding. I told him no, that it was a day about myself and my wife and we did not want to have any distractions. Okay, so right off the bat, you laid down a boundary with your brother. He asked, you said no. That should have been the end of the conversation. So I think I know where this is gonna go. My mom lost her shit. She said that he wanted family he might not see again for a while to be a part of the proposal. I said I did not give a shit and that if he did, I would have kicked him out. Okay, so they're really strong on this boundary. Let's see how the brother tries to disrespect him. He didn't. And my mom said if I tried kicking him out, she would leave too. Okay, so we're dealing with some less than savory family members who only think about themselves. I just remember seething inside. Yeah, I mean, fucking who wouldn't be upset that you laid down the clearest boundary of all time and they just stomp all over it? My brother got married last weekend. Instead of a welcome to the family toast, I used that time to announce that we were expecting our first baby. Yes, okay, so the OP had his boundaries crossed, so he decided to take the low road as well. Whenever you're dealing with someone that would treat you like shit, like take the low road, go lower, because that's the only way that you can really meaningfully defend yourself. Show them that you don't give a shit. Give them a slice of fucking humble pie. Make them feel how you did. Because it doesn't always work in the way that if you try to explain how this thing affected you, a shitty person is not going to give any kind of care to your situation or your feelings. It's just how it is. There are way too many people in the world like this. So, take the low road and go lower. My mom was upset, but my grandmother told her to sit down and shut up. W grandma. We spent most of the reception talking to family we would not see again for a while about our coming baby. Dude, families can't get together all the time. Why is it that people who are selfish, narcissistic, in it for themselves, always use these rare opportunities that family gets together and make it about themselves? My mom says I was an asshole for taking attention away from my brother on his wedding day. She got really mad when I reminded her that she threatened to leave my wedding if I kicked him out after he proposed. I have the screen cap of the text messages. Okay, so I understand that his mom probably cares about her other child as well, but I have a feeling that she's showing who her favorite is. Because every parent has one. We all know it. But the thing is, you're supposed to downplay that you have a favorite. You're supposed to say you love your children equally. The fact that this mom is on the side of the person that is not respectful towards his own flesh and blood proves what kind of character she has, and maybe she's part of the reason why the brother is such a shitty person in the first place. My verdict? Not the asshole. It doesn't matter how low you go, as long as you were accosted first, you have a right to make people feel how you felt. Because that's sometimes the only way idiots will learn. Stop it. Have some empathy. Let's read some comments. Grandma's tired of her daughter's shit and isn't afraid to say so. Exactly. There's all kinds of politics that go on in many kinds of families. And the older you get, the less bullshit that you want to deal with. Grandma hella based. Grandmas will cut a bitch when it comes to babies. Yes. I love OP's grandma. She reminds me of my own grandma who will to call out her daughter on her BS without hesitation. My grandmother was like this and I miss her daily because she protected me from my narcissistic personality disorder mother. Oh god, is this a theme? Narcissists are the perfect kind of people to make things about themselves. She also has great one-liners like bitches get shit done, and a woman can run faster with her skirt up than a man can run with his pants down. True. Oh, how I miss her. She was a badass and my best friend. Aww. I lived with her most of life because of my MPD mother. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can choose your family. You end up with whatever kind of family you're born into this world with. There's nothing you can do about that. But there's nothing stopping you from actually choosing who you want to be around. You learn from your family what not to do in life just as much as what to do in life that's good and proper. This is wholesome in a way. Grandmas are typically awesome. I love how everyone's posting about like the happy memories that they have with their grandma. Grandmas are something special. They've lived long enough to see everyone's bullshit, learn from it, and decide what they're going to put up with. My grandma's great too. Alright, that was an easy one. Let's do one more. Am I the asshole for telling mother-in-law she was dead to me after she showed up in labor and delivery without my mother? Alright, let's do this one. For the past 3 months, it's been a very well-known plan that when I, 30 female, went into labor, my husband was going to drive me to the hospital and my mother-in-law was going to pick up my mother, my kids, and my grandmother all from one house. Both my mother-in-law and my mom were supposed to be in the delivery room. My gram was to watch my 2 kids in the waiting room. Everyone was in agreement with the plan. Sounds like a good plan. Now, my husband and I have 2 sons all ready and for both births. My mother was present. She helped me through so much of the mental anguish and panic, especially after my last, whom literally almost killed me. Oh, I was bleeding out on the table and my mom was the only one able to keep me calm. I needed her to be with me with this baby too, mentally. So we worked this plan out months in advance and everyone was on the same page. However, I go into labor, we make the phone calls to mother-in-law and my mom, telling my mom to be ready and my mother-in-law to go get my mother. An hour and 15 minutes later, mother-in-law shows up at the hospital without my mom, my kids, or my grandmother. You had one job. You just had to transport the family to the important family thing that was happening. She said, well, it's late, so we need to just let everyone sleep. It was 9:30 p.m. And then sat her ass down on the chair in the delivery room and jumped on her phone. Alright, that is, what's the best term for this? Inconsiderate, perhaps? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I mean, it's not like this is gonna happen again. It's not like this is an important event or anything. I told her in a pissed off tone to go get my mom. That was the plan. I needed my mom, etc., and she just wouldn't. At one point saying that she didn't feel up to driving that much. Oh my god. How insufferable can you be? My mom lives 20 minutes from her house, an hour away, so I told her to get the fuck out of the room and she was dead to me. You know, it's as simple as that. The amount of resentment and disgust that I felt toward her in this moment is honestly not something I feel I will overcome anytime soon. She was pissed, saying that my mom got to experience 2 births already and how she— What? That is not your right to take away. This is not your child. You don't make the decisions. Why would you believe this was something that was up to you? The entitlement is insane. Saying that my mom got to experience 2 births already and how she didn't do anything wrong and she was just being respectful of people's sleep. Dude, if my wife was having a baby, I don't care if I fucking did a week bender on fucking drugs and alcohol and was passed out in the worst shape I've ever been in. You get me to that fucking hospital. Where she wasn't leaving, she was actually escorted out. Good. Now, my mom was able to make it to the hospital literally just as I was giving birth. My kids and my grandmother weren't able to make it, which bothers me a great deal. We promised our kids they would be the first to meet their sister outside of us and Grammy. I cannot forgive my mother-in-law for this at all. Completely understandable. I honestly feel like I hate her with every fiber of my being. But I'm being told I'm taking this too far and that wasn't that big of a deal. Am I the asshole? Let me say a little something. It doesn't matter what someone means to you. When you remove someone's ability to experience a life event, especially when they were asked to help, and it wasn't even that hard of a task to do, you'll get what you fucking deserve. And that, in this case, is no more family. You've given someone else a regret that they're going to live with for the rest of their life. I don't blame this person at all for cutting their mother-in-law out. Like, fucking stay away from me, bro. Not the asshole. She takes your family's experience away from you. It's only right and just that you remove having a family from her. That about does it for me today. I've read enough bullshit for now. My takes might not have been the most nice, but you know what? If someone makes your life worse in an irreversible way, they don't deserve you. Fuck them. Make sure to like and subscribe. Take the thoughts I thought I was thinking and give me your thoughts about them. Chino, bye!